Всем привет. Сейчас будем смотреть стрим от eSports. Так. Тан-тан-тан-тан-тан-тан. Так, стрим же идет, по сути. Эх, протокол, да. Пока. Вам благодарю за лайк. Спасибо. 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 Так, сейчас будем смотреть стрим от eSports по поводу события.
Hey, that's a good mention right there.
Oh, the 1-2 combo.
Exactly. But yeah, it's great to be here, guys. It's kind of the theme of the show. Honorable mentions. We're in final week of Toddy, right? It's flown by.
Week of Toddy. I had a blast. It's like you blink and it's over almost, right? But hey, we still have a week and we still have more stuff to show. So don't worry, there's more Toddy to come.
Every week there's been some new content, some bigger than others, but this honorable mention ones I think slides in nicely. It's not the big drop of like the first week, but it's got some good players. I'm excited for it. We took a look before the show. We were going through. We're like, all right, there's some things to work with here. So it's exciting. But before we get into that, Tack, we did have some questions for the community. We had to ask the community about some stuff, right?
Absolutely. As we've mentioned, Toddy is coming to a wrap really soon, and most of the players are getting their final rewards, claiming their milestones. We wanted to ask you guys that are tuning in here, what was your choice in the Toddy chapter milestone? Antoine, we were chatting before and you had like a really good strategy, right? Worked out for you. What did you do?
Yeah, I mean, strategy's a bit of a stretch. I kind of got lucky with the 94-95 exchange. I got the Toddy Frimpong, and I got the untradeable one from the exchange, or the tradable one, sorry. And then I went into the Toddy milestone and I took Frimpong, and then I used the untradeable to rank up the tradable, sold it on the market, then used some of my extra coins I had, got myself a nice purple rank for Pong, and I just
You
felt
know
like
what?
I was a big parade for the Pong. Even though it was luck, I lucked out in that exchange, but it still set up my squad. I've got that right back for Pong, and he's looking
Opa.
Right there. You know what I
good.
did?
Yeah.
I tried my luck in the 92 plus, and it did not pay off. That's it.
Who'd you
That was
get?
my strategy. I got, who was it? Was it Brand? I can't. Yeah, I think it was Brand or Verts.
Brand?
It was, yeah, it was a German player. Oh no, it was Barella. Barella from Inter. I was like
Okay.
93.
Doesn't fit the squad.
Great. No, 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 no. Yeah,
So,
I'm
yeah.
seeing a lot of people also
Tak.
try the 92 plus like I did. Wow, somebody got a Mbappe. Good luck. You got all my luck. I'm happy to share it with you.
Yeah. And I guess speaking of 96 Mbappe, did anybody do the 96-97 exchange? And if so, who did you get and what did you think?
Мне кажется,
Yeah, remember in the
рейтинги
first week this exchange was launched, it
95,
wasn't too popular,
96
right?
максимум.
Because the pricing, the requirements, but then some of the other exchanges came in, especially that 95 one, and then the requirements got a lot more reasonable. I got a hullet from it, and the 97 version, and I was super stoked. He's in the bench right now because I run a full Brazilian team, but he's there. I'm opening up an exception for this
Yeah,
player in my team.
That's a good exception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've come across Hullet in head-to-head lately, and it's just so difficult. You just see him, and I just avoid the side of the pitch he's on. So if you're bringing him on as a sub, then yeah, you're in a good spot.
Even the exchange version is super solid.
Yeah. Have you done any of the exchanges?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is. I'm sorry, guys.
Они уже начнут, yeah? Они еще приветствуют.
For
Nice.
the
Lots
icon
and lots of good
exchanges.
boosts.
Блин, они еще приветствуют.
Yeah. I was curious about icon exchanges
Очень
though,
long.
guys. We had our last one last week was Roberto Carlos. It was a 94, right? Did you do attack?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
So
Okay.
Toddy was really good for my Brazil team because I got Jairzinho, I got Roberto Carlos, I got Rivaldo, and Hullet, which will soon enough be naturalized Brazilian. He's actually learning his language. Yeah, it was and I also got Carlos Alberto for right back. So for me, it was great. Very nice. I got like a
Oh, that's good.
+3 OVR boost.
That's awesome. I'm kind of curious though in chat, for those 3 icon exchanges. So we started off with Jairzinho, then Hullet, then Roberto Carlos. How do you guys rank them? Like for the people who did all 3, or even just looking at it, value-wise, and like what excited you? Did it go Hullet number 1, then Jairzinho? Was it Jairzinho number 1? I kind of want to know in chat what we think, because at the start we were kind of excited about them, but I'm curious, like as we went to the 3rd week, 4th week, was it still as exciting for you guys?
Герман,
Did you find it
здорово.
fun?
Привет, Герман.
Because it's relatively new here for us, right? Hullet is number 1. Lots of mentions to Jairzinho too.
Привет, Герман. Не забудь подписаться на канал и
Let's see. Yeah, we're seeing a mix. Seeing a good amount of Jairzinho. Someone's saying Jairzinho all day.
He's
play
good.
well.
He's very smooth.
100%. Yeah, there's a little bit of a variety. I'm seeing Jairzinho though number 1 the most. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tack, what do you say we get into our honorable mentions and really show the
Ребят,
community
меня
here
слышно или нет? Скажи,
that
пожалуйста.
excellence is
Я
not
просто
reserved to
что-то
the top 11 and 12.
понять,
We go past
меня
that. We
хорошо
got more.
слышно или
Yeah.
плохо.
There's 13, 14, 15,
Буду
16,
благодарен,
17.
если
A
скажешь.
lot more. We're excited. Let's get into it. Let's show our dear chat, our dear fans here, Toddy honorable mentions, players that also are deserving really nice player items.
Let's pull it up. Here it is.
There you go.
Ё-моё.
I think at
Those
first
OVRs.
glance, look at the OVRs. Yeah, that's a nice to see. That's nice to see. You know, like sharing a 97 at Mo Salah, 96s here and there. top quality players. We are going to take a closer look at them later, right, Antoine?
We will. I have the build ready here, so we can go in a bit. It over and look at their stats, look at their different positions, because I know right away, seeing that Vinny had a strike, if you used his previous item, he plays really
97-й
well.
Салах. Ой-ой-ой. Смотри, 94.
And then even Modric, 94.
Absolutely.
А я тебе лого делал.
Filled with stars.
Even Musiala, I still use the Champions League Musiala ranked up to max, and his dribbling is outstanding. So I can't imagine this 95 Musiala, how smooth he's going to feel on the ball.
Не забудьте подписаться на канал и поставить лайк. Мне кажется,
I think for me, the central man there, Vinny Jr. as striker, we'll chat more about it. Seems like a promising option. I'm trying to think of a way to include him in my team, but I got R9 occupying the single striker role, so I don't know if he can join me.
95-й, мне кажется, Бедерата,
I mean, he does have alternate positions. We'll take a look at those.
Yeah.
Айлатом. А вот Данте, наверное, в СБЧ будет.
It's like a puzzle to complete.
Я когда потратил свои мани, кайф. Да.
So while we go through this chat, I'm pulling up the build of the honorable mentions chapter, so we can go through it as well, look at the stats of the players, as well as what the chapter entails. So if we're ready to hop into that.
На почетные упоминания, потому что они, кстати, игроки,
I've seen some comments in chat about the
Saliba
plus Kim J combo.
Ну, кроме Хессенаваса и все, даже Джака будет, в принципе, мне кажется, играбельным. Хоть типа позиция ЦОП, но мне кажется, играбельным будет.
And here we are.
Nice to see. So as a reminder, guys, this is the last Toddy chapter that's going to be unlocked Thursday UTC. It's a quick preview. This is how it's going to work. We have some
Выбирайте, кого забирать, блин. Данте бесполезного, Куба бесполезного, Джаку бесполезного. Самоцветы.
So after you complete all these exchanges, we're not going to
Надо собрать 6 отменов флёпа.
You are going to be able to choose between 1 out of 3 of those milestone players. Your options are there: Dante,
Untradeable, как всегда.
Kubo. Pretty straightforward, right, Antoine? Nothing too complex. Very easy
подписчики
to understand.
канала
So
Толстой
everything
знают,
will lie
как мне
around
везет с набора 8797.
challenges.
Надеюсь, они условия покажут хоть один раз.
Avid investors from chat might be able to maybe profit a little bit over there, but that's what the chapter entails. I'm curious to know, after all those exchanges, we had Jairzinho, we had Pullet, Roberto Carlos. My club still has a few, players to be exchanged there. But I wanted to know from chat, what are they thinking about in terms of, do you have a lot of these leftover players in your club for us to use?
Типа и все, и это все, это типа все?
Yeah, I see your comments,
Я
guys.
не поверю. Они же стоят, ничего не говорят, блин. Я
Yeah, not
empty.
Yeah.
I guess after all those exchanges and also going through like these weekly exchanges, most folks already kind of like went through all of the quote unquote fodder players from the club. But yeah, totally get it, guys. I hear you.
Yep. No, totally understand, guys. The reaction here. We'll go through some of the player stats, Tack. I think some of these guys are looking pretty exciting. So we can move into like the stats, the different positions.
Absolutely. This is probably the main man of honorable mentions, right? Mo Salah, the only 97 OVR.
Yeah, I mean he has the 95 rivals, so it does make sense here to go up to a 97 with some good stats. But I guess like while we go through these players as well, like you mentioned, if you have a lot of extra fodder players you can use to finish those exchanges pretty quick. It's just a little tricky though, Tack, right? If you have a team full of 95s, that 93 is not really going to do much for you. So it's kind of aimed at like if you've got Mascherano's, if there's a guy in those three that you really like say Kubo, you really love Kubo in your squad, you're going to go for him, you're going to use your Mascherano's to get him up there. But it's tricky though. As an untradeable, it's hard as like somebody with a team full of 94s, 95s to go look at that and be like, oh yeah, those exchanges make sense to me. That final milestone makes sense to me.
Absolutely. And I think especially after, like the Toddy rewards, a lot of the players from you guys' teams are untradeable now. So we gotta really be careful with the ratio of tradable to untradeable. It's good, like for long term for you to keep in mind the liquidity, I would say, of your player items, where you're investing your Mascheranos. So for myself, for an example, I see Dante there. Great center back, left-footed, tall, untradeable. So I gotta think about it for a while, right? So I think most of the players here that are having the reaction here are kind of like going through this thought process. Like, is this really worth to include in my team? Even though if it's a good player, is this really worth?
Exactly. And I mean, for my personal experience, I went through icon evolutions and I got Lampard after the 40 wins. And he's untradeable. Same with the 93 Rivaldo, 93 Cannavaro. And I really had to think long and hard about if I wanted to sink Mascherano's into an untradeable 93. But I kind of figured I had some extra Mascherano's lying around. I like Lampard as a player. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to put in 2 Mascherano's, get him for 3, get him up to a decent rank, train him up. And he plays well for me in head-to-head. I'll say that. But I can't use him in versatile. So that's the other thing you kind of got to balance is like, is there a certain player that you really like that you're willing to hold on to for a while? Because if not, then it doesn't really make sense for you to burn those Mascherano's into an untradeable. So it's a bit of a balancing act.
Totally agree.
So yeah, I'm curious, chat, what we think about like untradeables in terms of team building. Do you have untradeables in your squad? Are you fully on the team? No untradeables? Are you doing a mix? Or do you even think about it? We kind of want to know what's your thoughts there.
Yeah. I think they like their perceived value kind of increased a bit, especially after those icon exchanges. I guess if we could see more of those exchanges moving forward, these untradeable players could see a lot more use and more value.
Exactly. It's kind of like that sunk cost feeling of when you put in a Mascherano, you put in 15, 20, 30 training ranks, and then in a few months' time, you're like, am I going to be able to recoup any value on that? That's, I think, the feeling that untradeables come with. It's kind of it's a bit of a scary trade-off.
Yeah, absolutely. It keeps you on your toes. You got to think about it.
Yep. So I guess, chat, not to distract from the stats we're going through here, but some of these honorable mentions players do look real good, especially the Son here.
This Son
really
is looking insane.
Yep.
Did you show secondary positions for Son? I'm not sure if you could play striker.
Yeah, let's check that. He can, yeah. Striker and left mid.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because he has been showing up as striker sometimes.
Yeah, he has that star pass item. Yeah. Check out Fede Valverde. Ooh, look at those all-around stats.
I was looking through players, and Valverde was one of the highlights for me. As a box-to-box midfielder, perfect, very flexible. Throw him at right mid if you want.
Yeah, as a right mid, actually, kind of can do it all. I don't know if I'd play him at right wing. I don't know if he's got the top end pace to play a right wing, but if you need a right mid to win some balls on the sidelines, maybe get some crosses in, then he looks real good for that. Look at that defending.
High. So yeah.
Yeah.
At right mid, he can bring a little bit more press to the sides. This guy's good.
Yeah. I feel like he's seen so many new items lately. It's hard to distinguish.
That is right. Saliba. Fast, tall, strong. Very, very meta, I would say.
Yeah, Saliba looks really good. Check out Vinny here. Let's check out those secondary positions.
There we go. Also plays at left winger, left mid.
I don't know if he has the physicality to play striker though. That would be my one thing. Is he going to be bullied by center backs?
Yeah, that's a good shout. I would still think his better position would be on the wings. I think the good thing about being in striker is that you get some boosts to shooting, which is a department where he really needs like some upgrades. Because in terms of pace, in terms of dribbling, he's up top there.
But yeah, I'm just looking at that strength. If he's going to be able to withstand some of those battles up top. Musiala.
Very flexible too.
Yeah.
Good dribbling.
Yeah, he feels smooth on the ball. I still use his Champions League version, and it feels real good. He is, again, the strength I've noticed. He plays cam, but he can avoid some of those battles with center backs. But once he gets up there, yeah, it's a little tougher to maneuver. Let's check out Ederson.
Ederson is the other player that got lots and lots of player items around the same OVR range. Like we were saying about Kim Min-jae, yeah.
That's what I'm curious. Does this 94 move the needle versus his previous items? Like if you're looking at this honorable mentions 94 versus winter wildcards or nominee.
I didn't compare, but maybe stats wise a bit higher. So
yeah,
maybe in game it shows the difference.
Yeah, we'll need chat to review that for us there. But otherwise, Modric, check out that passing and dribbling. Whew.
Yeah. Seems like a good creative output for your team. You know, like he's not like up there in terms of like the defensive stats, so wouldn't use him as a box to box or pure